I want to introduce you to the law offices of Vincent W. Davis at 888-888-6582. They're advocates for the rights of parents, grandparents, and guardians in juvenile dependency courts. Losing a child to a DCFS CPS social worker based on an anonymous call, complaint, or your ex-spouse is not only horrific, but it's commonplace. Everyone will agree that there's nothing more valuable than one's child. You cannot afford to fight this alone. Call the law offices of Vincent W. Davis at 888-888-6582. Connect with an attorney today. That's 888-888-6582. Get your kids back.
Hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truin. I am the host for Fight CPS with Miss G, and I have my lovely co-host with me today, Cassandra. And I also work for the law office of Vincent Davis. I haven't been doing the shows for quite some time, guys, and it's been really, really hectic in my world. I have a couple of people that asked me to share some important information with them, and I will do that shortly. After I want to read this to everybody out there. Child Protective Services, also known as CPS, which is basically CPS is a protected empire built on just kidnapping children and destroying families. Bill Clinton 1997 Act offered cash bonuses to the state for every child they adopt out in foster care. And in order to receive the adoption incentive bonuses, CPS treated kids like merchandise that sells. And they must bring plenty of innocent children so the buyers can choose. The buyers are the foster parents. CPS workers keep the federal money flowing. Each bonus is multiplied by a percentage. So basically, the state gets $80 million. $80 million from the federal funding. So there's a lot of money involved here. A lot of money. Every time they have your child, they're making money. A social worker makes way
It's
more money
actually
than
a
our
billion-dollar industry now.
yeah, it's a
Billion
billion
dollar.
dollar industry. And we're talking about the entities. We're talking about just the DCFS office or CPS office. Each county have their own office, and they work on just stealing children. What people don't understand that the social worker has to have so much, like so many children a month that they have to remove. So it's like they have to meet their
A
quota.
quota.
Yeah. So it's really sad. I mean, there's so much I learned in the time that the time that I took away from the show for a little bit is I keep learning new information. It's really sad and disgusting. So what the workers does, so each bonus is multiplied by the percentage that the state has managed to exceed baseline adoption numbers and placement numbers. Therefore, state and the local community, which is CPS, work hard to reach their goal to increase the number of adoption or placement. This program is set by the very top and is run by the Health and Human Resources. This is why victims of CPS do not get the help from their legislator. So basically, your tax dollars, everybody's tax dollars, is what keeping this gigantic system floating. So poor parents are targeted. That's what I used to assume. I used to think, but rather now, a lot of people are targeted. We're talking about nurses. I've gotten so many calls in the last several months. Nurses are fighting for their children. Doctors are fighting for their children. It's sad. Retired police officers are fighting for their children. So I used to think it's only the poor minorities, but they're targeting everyone. That means they want the money. Okay. The separation of families and the snatching of children is growing as CPS business grows because the state and local government has are accustomed to having these taxpayers' dollars balance their overgrowing budget. You guys also have to understand that CPS workers commit fraud and withhold evidence in court. So there's no checks and balances. Basically, the judge's job is to do checks and balances, but he doesn't do that or she doesn't do that. The judges don't do that. So the one that really wear the black robes in the court is the social workers. And you guys need to understand that. And I think Cassandra got the same information that I'm telling you right now about how the judges are from somebody who used to be a social worker. Go ahead, Cassandra. Explain to them what that person told you.
She told me that really, when you go to court, because they can make changes before the court date in your case, no matter what. So technically, they don't even need the judge's permission to make a change in your case. So when they go to court, all they do is really tell the judge what they plan on doing or have already done,
Right.
because it's up to them. And the judge just agrees or disagrees to do whatever, but they usually just agree because it's just they feel like what's the best interest of the kid is what the social worker says.
Right. But again, the social workers are the one that's wearing the black robes.
Yep.
They're the ones who are making the decision. The judge only sign
They
off.
just tell the judge what they're doing
People tell
already.
the judge what they want and what they're doing already. So there
Yeah.
is no judge making decisions at all. So anybody that says that, I mean,
Decisions.
I just end up laughing at them now because I'm like, you guys, attorneys say that. Attorneys like, no, the judge makes the decision. No, the judge
No, they
doesn't make
don't.
the decision. They don't make the decision. I'm sorry.
When I went to my last court date, I actually witnessed that happening, where they
Yeah.
just listened to what the social worker and the attorneys said from the department, and he just said, well, okay, like, then that's what's going to happen, like,
Right.
and told me good luck on filing my 388.
See, it's sad. So basically, you guys, the ones who are benefiting from all this are the state employees, the social workers, obviously, um, children therapists, children psychiatrists, court appointed attorneys, guardian ad litem, CPS investigators, judges, foster parents, and adoptive foster parents. What you guys need to understand, there's two separate homes. There's a foster parent home that doesn't want to adopt, but they want to have just placement of children, like maybe get legal guardianship or just placement, temporary placement. The other one, the other foster home are adoptive foster home, meaning the easier way to adopt and the cheapest way to adopt for these people is to be foster parents to adopt because they don't have to have a lot of money to adopt. It comes from the state. So it's the cheapest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So all these people that I just mentioned are looking for kids in the system for job securities. That's what keeps their job is the
Yep.
children. The other day, you know, person called me and she asked me, she said that she has a TPR, that the social worker told her she's going to terminate her parental rights. And I was really sad. She was crying. So I know from what Mr. Davis said before, he said 3 things an attorney must do for, your court appointed attorney, that is, must do for you before the TPR. One is 388 petition for more family unification services. Two, motion for bonding study. Three, 388 petition for placement with friends or friends of family or family members. Those are the 3 things your court appointed attorney needs to do. It's very important. And right before your TPR. Now, the social workers by law, they have to keep a journal for each case. By law, they have to keep a journal. Remember this. You need to request for them to provide you with the delivered service log. This is very important. The delivered service log. So basically, they have to write daily journals of what goes on in a case. So if your son or daughter was sick and she had to go to the hospital, the social worker has to write it, the date, the time, and what took place. If the foster parent was caught molesting your child and they found out and they moved the child into another home, all this has to be addressed in the delivered service log. Okay. So a lot of time people say, the court appointed attorney didn't give me my paperwork, and they go to the courthouse and they want to know what's going on with their case, and then they refuse to give them the case. I mean, the case files. By law, they can't do that. They have to give you the case files.
Mhm.
And I didn't just ask Mr. Davis. You know what's so sad, that I get so many calls like this and they say they can't get their files and they get turned away. I asked Mr. Davis. He said by law they have to get, they have the right to request their court files. I spoke to other juvenile attorneys in our office. They all said the same thing. So there's a whole reason why they don't want you to get your files, is for another reason, not really that they can give it to you, but they're trying not to give it to you for a reason.
Yeah, the same person who told me about the judges told me about how they put all these people through these trainings, right? These social workers through training, and they tell them throughout the whole training, do not do cookie cutter cases, don't do this, don't do that. But at the end of the day, when they get finished with all the training, every single one of them ends up doing these same cookie cutter cases where they give them the same case plan. They copy and paste, like we said. That was confirmed. They copy and paste on other different people's stuff, and they just give everybody the same things because they have so much caseloads that they don't care. Basically, they just
No, no, no.
want to get
It's not
people
about.
and kids.
No, they do care.
Wait,
They
wait,
care about
don't,
children.
don't, Miss G.
Okay.
It's caseloads and money. They have so many
Yes,
caseloads
exactly. No, they don't.
because they want the money.
But listen to
So even though the system's not working like it's supposed to be working because of the caseloads and they want money.
young lady. Listen to me. I
Okay.
know the caseload is a lot, but that's because they keep stealing children.
Exactly.
If
For the
you
money.
only focus on the children who are actually abused instead of giving the abusers the children.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They
but
just want
when they
money,
get,
so they have tons of caseloads, so they just do what they're told to do and copy and paste and get more kids and more money and more things, and they don't pay attention to the actual kids that are actually getting abused.
I understand that part, but I'm sick and tired of hearing that they have a lot of caseload, because that's what they tell everybody. Oh, we didn't get back to you because we have a lot of caseload. Well, why do you have a lot of caseload? Because
Because
you
they
keep
keep on
stealing
stealing
children.
children. Yes,
There
I
you
know
go.
this.
So when I hear this over and over again, like, you pieces of shit, like, why do you keep stealing good children, good from good families, but yet you give the children to the abusers? I can't get over that shit. You know how many cases we have where the father has a domestic violence against him? He has a DUI,
Oh,
he has theft, but yet the mother has no record. The mother never been in trouble with the law. The mother is this and that, but yet the social worker prefers the child or the children to be placed with the abuser,
yeah.
because
Did
it's ridiculous.
remember that video I sent you?
Right.
I think it's in Kentucky. How women get life in prison for child abuse and neglect. They get life sentences for failure to protect. That's it.
Right.
Just a failure to protect, you get life sentences. And you get, probably you will get, this one lady got less or more time in prison for failure to protect than the actual abuser that she tried to actually protect her child from and failed to do so. So they took her and gave her a 30-year sentence and him only an 18-year sentence.
Hmm.
So she's in jail for failing to protect her child when she tried to protect her child but was fearful for her and her
Yeah.
child's life. But
Yeah.
they put him in jail for 18 years and her only 30.
Well, at least they found out he's an abuser. I mean, there's
He's
oftentimes.
already getting out of jail and she's still in there.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they attack women more than anything, and mothers.
Exactly.
Mothers.
That's
I
what that's about.
asked, I was
The
in court.
documentary.
Right. I asked one of the attorneys in court the other day, not an attorney from our office. I was just in court with Attorney Davis, and he happened to know one of the attorneys, and I just wanted to ask him a question. I said, "Why is it that the abusers men get their way in court, in family court?" And he just looked at me and he said, "It's a man's world. It's a man's world." That blew my mind. I meant to ask Attorney Davis about that, but I didn't have the chance to. But it's sad because I see, and I'm not, faulting fathers. There's a lot of good fathers out there. I had a great dad, and my dad was a great father and a great husband. So I can't say all men are the same. But oftentimes I see the workers place the children with the abuser who's manipulating them, brainwashing them, controlling them, manipulating every thought that comes out of their head to make them hate the mother. And the kids actually believe the narcissistic father, the abuser, because he knows how to trick the children. He knows how to brainwash them and make himself look like the victim. But unfortunately, our judicial system, they don't study psychology. They're not trained to discern between a sociopathic parent or a narcissistic parent over the victim. They actually see the victim as the perpetrator, and they see the abuser as the victim. And the children are so caught, they're in the middle of all this drama. But unfortunately, your life is in the hand of a judge that can discern between a sociopathic parent and manipulative parent over the victim, the real victim, that is. And it's sad, especially when you go to court because you had an open CPS, I mean, because you had a closed CPS before case, you take it to family court. The judges still think about the past, what CPS said. And of course, the ex wants to destroy you more. So the ex is still holding on to something that happened 13 years ago, 14 years ago, which is sad because the judge should say, dude, well, not dude, but sir, I mean, we're in the here and now. And also, you guys, you have to be careful when you have monitored visits and the father, who is the abuser, has control over choosing the monitor. Do not leave the courthouse in CPS courthouse without having the attorney request for the monitor to be requested by the courts. It has to be a court mandated monitor. Let me tell you why. This is very important. When you give a narcissist control over your visitations and the monitors that they choose, they will choose somebody they know. Somebody they know. There's a woman that actually was talking to me. Her ex chose a monitor that is friends with his wife's brother. But she never disclosed that to the woman, the mother she's monitoring. The mother happened to find out by the children, the teenage children, telling the monitor, disclosing that the monitor knows, their uncle. But you know which side she's going to side on, right? She's going to side on his side. Usually an abuser will choose the monitor that will side with him. If the monitor doesn't side with him, he or she will get rid of that monitor. And they will literally tell the monitor, you're becoming too close. Because a narcissist doesn't like to be told. He doesn't like to be exposed. Anybody that's trying to expose a narcissist, they will put an end to them. So remember that. And the copying and pasting in the reports exist. There's cases when I'm looking at the report and it's Nora Hernandez or Jessica Raul or Monica whatever. I'm like, well, who are these people? And the client would tell me, Georgette, those people are supposed to be me. So they copy and paste from different people's reports because they want every case to be neglect and abuse. Let me tell you why. There's a lot of judges, especially in LA County, and there's one particular judge that I have his name. He owns group homes and adoptive homes in LA County, Orange County, Lancaster, Riverside, and Palmdale. He owns these homes. But these homes take children who are neglected and abused. And somehow every case is neglect and abuse. Oftentimes people don't win cases because, you know, they have money and all this bullshit. It's not true. We have people who have a lot of money and they're fighting for their kids. All right? They do. I used to think it's only poor people, but it's not true. They target poor people. Of course, the majority are poor people and middle class, but they also target the rich as well. Mr. Davis, you know, he, like I told you, I told most of you guys, he's my mentor. I ask him, he literally guides me with every information I give. I share with you guys. I asked him one time, I said, what is justice in the court system? He said, there is no justice in the court system. And you know me, that blew my mind. What do you mean there is no justice? I huff and puff, and he explained it to me the best way he could. He said, there's no common sense in courts. There is no common sense in courts. So don't expect to have that. Also, as you all heard before, common sense is not taught in schools or colleges. It's not. You either have it. If you do, it's a gift. If you don't, then you're fucked. That's it. Because if you go in life without common sense, you're screwed. You want to say something, Cassandra?
Yeah, about Ashley Ingram. I think that's her last name. She's saying that she's fighting them, trying to adopt out her 5 kids, and just had her newborn 5 days ago, and they took her newborn for no reason. And I have a stable home. She also says they took her newborn because she had other kids in placement, and they're saying that her kids were unsafe with her, and so that means her newborn's unsafe with her. And she said her circumstances have changed dramatically since they took her kids. File a 388.
Okay, that's true. File a 388. But I need you to understand something, Ashley. The reason they took your baby is because anybody that has a previous open CPS case before, they gonna remove your babies. We have a client that I mentioned to you guys a long time ago. She had 11 kids removed from her. She thought she can outsmart the system by going to a different state. That doesn't save you. Going to a different state does not save you. They will find you. So,
And Teresa Stevens, yes, he can practice in Florida. And we didn't skip over your comment. Thank you. Um, we just haven't read it yet. Sorry. But he can. It just takes a lot and a lot of money and a lot of time, right?
well, he can. He does practice law in out of state, Oregon, Chicago, Illinois, what have you. However, he has to apply for a ProHack VC. A ProHack VC is basically having another attorney from that state swear him in that court, so he can follow the guidelines and the laws of Florida. Because right now he practices law in California, so he just needs an attorney to swear him in that court to handle your case. And like Cassandra said, it does cost a lot of money. It does. So the retainer is pretty high. But Mr. Davis has coaching and consulting cases where he just coaches them and consults them on how to make your court appointed attorney work for you, by the laws, really, the real laws, not what they tell you in your head, which is not true. They lie to you every single time you speak to a court appointed attorney. Because people don't understand the court appointed attorney is not loyal to you because he or she doesn't get paid by you. They get paid by the state. So you guys need to understand there is no attorney-client confidentiality. There is no such thing because you're not retaining them. They're taking you based on what the state gives them, your case. So they're handling your case because the state. So anything you tell them, they will share it with the social worker. Anything. So be careful what you tell your court appointed attorney. That's very important. As I mentioned in the beginning of the show, is that, or towards the beginning of the show, is that before the TPR, before your termination of parental rights, your court attorney or your attorney has to do three things: 388 petition for more, oh my God, I can't even talk anymore. For more services with your child or children, um, and motion to for bonding study, and also a 388 petition for placement with friends, relatives, or close family friends. Okay, that's very important. Teresa said there is no TPR, just shenanigans. Your show will blow up. Huh? I'm not sure what that means. I don't know what that means. I have paid an attorney for dependency and criminal. Both my lawyer are paid. I have paid attorney for dependency and criminal both. Okay, so what is your dependency attorney doing for you right now, Teresa?
And what do you mean your attorney, M. Young? What do you mean your attorney doesn't know what a 388 is? Is it called something else in other states?
Is Young in a different state?
I don't know. Is he in a different state? Is it called something else in other states?
I'm sure. Oh, Teresa wants to be invited in. That's what she means. Grace, put your email to for Teresa to email you.
The panigram.
Teresa, Grace is gonna post her email address so you can email her, and then she's gonna send you a link to go in the show if you like. She's in Indiana. So find out. Actually, let me
Indiana.
find out. 388 petition. Well, it's called uh well, it says 388 petition in Indiana as well. That's
And
the
is your
name.
attorney a court-appointed attorney or is it a paid attorney? Because if it's a family law attorney, they probably don't know what a 388 form is. Because you need a juvenile dependency lawyer. And if it's a court-appointed attorney, they're full of shit.
Look, NBC News is doing an investigation story on CPS. You know, I watched the news the other day, you guys, and some of the news media actually make the social workers put them on a pedestal. You have to be careful with some of the news media. Some of them are just so fake and disgusting to me. Um, Also, there was a story
And
on the news that I sent it
he said,
to.
yeah.
So, anyways, let me finish this real quick. There was a story about a social worker telling a teenager to become a prostitute, and she will make sure that she has a room to sleep in a motel. The social work, I mean, the teenager recorded the social worker telling her this. According to the news media, the social worker was fired, but that's bullshit. That's in Texas, by the way. That happens everywhere. Do you know how many teenagers told me that the social worker tells them to become prostitutes? The social workers give them condoms in the foster family homes. A lot. A lot. So for them to only particularly mention Texas, but there's a lot out there. Also, the FBI found so many teenagers from age 9 to age 17, young ladies, sex trafficked, and they found them.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they blame the DOJ. There's a lot going on. They're not stealing children just because. They're stealing children for the money and to sex traffic them. because all these kids are from CPS custody. All them kids are from CPS custody. So that really something that just it's really disgusting. You guys have no idea what hearing you guys talk about your cases does to me day by day. I think Cassandra knows because I shared it with her.
Yeah.
It it's
Her
you tell them, Cassandra.
Ashley was asking, can they just put her baby up for adoption with the rest of the kids since they're already in the custody, or do they have to offer her services for him? And I'm pretty sure they don't have to offer you services for your new baby. I think they can just do what put them up for adoption with the rest of them. But I would file a 388 as soon as possible and explain your change of circumstances, even if you have to do it yourself without your court appointed attorney, because obviously court appointed attorneys are going to ask you to do your whole case plan before you do it, because that's what they're doing to me. So just
Okay,
make sure
wait,
you have
stop. No, no. You cannot do this on by yourself. You're not an attorney. You have to understand something. The judge is not going to allow you to speak. The judge is not going to allow you to handle your case on your own.
Nobody said that, Miss G.
But you said to do it yourself.
No.
You can't do it yourself.
Yes, you can.
No,
you can do
can't.
it yourself. Yes, you
No.
can.
Okay.
I do it myself. I have to do it myself because my court appointed attorney won't do it for me. If you can't get your court appointed attorney to do it for you and you can't afford an attorney, then do it yourself. Learn how to do it yourself.
Okay, dear.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Well, do I have anybody else to help me?
Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Can you hear us?
Hey, guys. I'm trying to get my camera. There we go. Let me get my camera right.
Hello.
Hi.
Everybody. And the CPS show. Hello, Miss G. I love you. I watch you. I can't get this camera to get right.
I could. You know what? Like position yourself with your body. There you go.
Oh, my body. Okay. Now you can tell I'm that old. Trying to figure out. And let me make sure I got this plug in. So my body is the one. Okay, there we go. Because I don't want to look. Am I looking the wrong way? Yeah, I am.
Well, you're fine. Well, just.
I don't know. There I go. I'm gonna just.
You're just gonna wing it.
Give you all face. It's all face. All right, I got it.
There we go.
Hello, Miss G. And
Hi,
you, baby girl. I don't know your name. I'm sorry. I watch Miss G on a regular basis.
I'm Cassandra. I usually am on the show with her newer shows, and yeah.
So, synopsis.
So tell us, baby girl, what's going on with you?
Been at this for a year. I actually called Vincent Davis around. This started in August of 2021. So I called this show after the fact because I hired an attorney, you know, whatever, and I was okay, and they was like, "Yeah, do what you're doing, and it's okay." So, now August 25th will make a year. Okay, I'm in Pasco County, Florida, and I got my mouth together. I do. I'm gonna be all right for the show. So, I have two attorneys. I have a paid attorney for the dependency to side, and then I have a paid attorney for the criminal side. Because when onset of this, August 25th of 2021, it started with criminal charges, which were dismissed by September 30th of 2021, where I was able to, you know, have contact with my kids, all of that. And it's been a whole like allegation thing, right? So I didn't know. I've been a nurse for 23 years.
What?
Yeah, never dealt with CPS, never, you know,
I was just saying that. I was saying that we're getting a lot of cases for nurses.
So
oh my
God. I feel like I'm looking sideways. I haven't figured this camera.
No, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
So,
you're fine. You're good.
Anywho, I know I can't take up the show, but Lord Jesus,
no, it's fine. You're good.
I bought a whole new file cabinet for CPS because I never knew that people dealt with this. I never knew that I would ever like deal with. No. So my kids are 25, 12, 11, and 9. Okay? See that gap? Yeah. Work,
Okay, I'm
provide.
gonna stop you for a second, Teresa. I hate to do this to you, but just 1 second. Diana, I need you to call me. Call the 888 eight
I
eight eight
did, and they
five.
put me in.
No, 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 no. I'm talking to Diana. There's a lady that wrote something for me. I just want you to call that number, the 888-888-6582, and ask for GT, the letter G and T. And Joni or Rachel will answer the phone and just tell them that you need to speak with me.
Me?
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about to a lady that just wrote a comment.
okay.
Diana, do what I'm asking you to do, sweetheart. And that negative thought in your head needs to go away immediately because CPS wants you to break. You cannot allow them to break you because these pieces of shit, they're narcissistic, sociopathic sons of idiots that only wants to see you break, because once you break, then they're going to tell the world, see, they're crazy, and point at you.
Oh,
So
oh,
I
Miss
need you
G.
to strengthen yourself, put on the armor of God, and fight, because you're not fighting a normal entity. You're fighting a corrupt, demonic assholes who
Somebody
don't
say it
have,
again. Say it out loud for the people in the back.
they are demonic assholes. So you're not dealing with a normal people. You're dealing with people who are possessed by demons. Because only a demonic person would have no remorse. Only a demonic person would not care about the well-being of a child and how a mother feels when you strip her child away from her, or how a father feels when a good father, that is. I can't say all fathers are great, but a good father, that is, who's fighting for his family, for his wife, for his kids. So you guys need to understand, the devil wants you broken. The devil wants you to depend on drugs. The devil wants you to be on substance abuse, because once you're in the dark, you're not going to see the light. And if you don't see the light, then you don't have God in you.
Say it again, Miss G.
I'll say it again for Ashley. I mean,
Say it
Teresa.
for the people in the back. Say it again, please. Miss Ashley, I don't know you. Listen, baby, they sent to break you. Don't let them do it to you. Don't let it do it to you. Take that time in that bathroom or that shower, in that tub, in your job, in your whatever. Take that moment, baby. Scream it out and let it go and just know you fighting for your babies.
That's
Don't
right.
you let them beat you.
Yeah. You have to understand when I don't know. I have stories in the Bible that I like to reflect on when I'm going through stuff like this. Job, Joseph,
Yes.
and also Goliath. I mean, that little guy, Goliath, is a huge, huge monster. Nobody thought he was gonna win. David and Goliath,
And
and and one stroke killed the monster. You guys don't know the power of God. You could be going through trials for 13 freaking years, but 13 years to God is nothing.
and
13 years to us is a lot.
it is nothing, but Miss G, please reiterate that we are flesh. And
Yes, we are.
sometimes,
But God
Miss
knows
G,
it's hard.
sometimes, Miss G,
No, but
we,
listen,
we
Teresa.
our faith don't leave,
I know,
but
I
we
understand
get
that, but
tired.
I understand that. I understand that. But what did God say? The righteous falls
Yes.
77 times, but they get up again. But when the unrighteous falls, they cannot get up. So what you guys don't need to understand is, like, it's not like I'm not facing trials every day in my life.
No
I
doubt.
do. I face them every day in my life. But the first person I go to is God. Sometimes I call even Cassandra and vent out with her. And then we remind each other about God and the Bible. Sometimes I also need, somebody to talk to me about it. Because when you're human, you tend to lose yourself for that brief minute. But I don't want you to lose yourself for a long minute.
No, but those little minutes
Yeah.
feel like a million minutes. So where people don't have anybody, Miss G, You are so busy and you can't handle all of us. I wish you could. And I can't handle all of the things that have been brought to my table for dealing with this. So in them moments when they can't call you, me, Miss Cassandra, they get listen, because I've been there. I get that weak moment. And you know what I say? You know what? I quit. And then,
No, but
no,
no, but
no, no,
listen
no.
to
Let me
me.
tell you. Let me tell
Okay,
you how I get
okay.
out of that quit, Miss G.
All right, go ahead.
I get my little tears and I get my rolling face and my but then I'm like, who you quitting on?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you quitting on?
Mm-hmm.
That man got me, Miss G.
Mm-hmm.
He got me, but we do, as human flesh, have our weakness. So every answer can't be yes, every answer is, let me rephrase that. Hold on, I almost lost something there. No, every answer is call him, pray to
Mm-hmm.
him, and drop to your knees.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when my knees want to hit the floor, I might want to lay down. See, and that's where you, Cassandra, and everybody else, sister friends and girlfriends, that's everybody that's going through this, Miss G, needs some type of stronghold on us because we do. My faith is strong. My faith is. I thought my faith would have had this done in the first 30 days. Miss
Mm-hmm.
G, August 25th will be 1 year.
Baby, there's a lot of people fighting for their children for 13 years.
I know.
So be thankful it's only 1 year.
This is my 5th year.
Yeah. There's people who are fighting
Yes,
for their
ma'am.
kids for 13 years because they're fighting a narcissistic asshole and they're fighting the courthouse as well. So, I mean, I'm just saying everybody goes through trials and tribulation. A lot of
Yes,
you guys,
ma'am.
the reason I took off from the show for a little bit is because I was so overwhelmed.
I know. You
I
one
was so
lady.
overwhelmed. And the thing about it, thank you, babe. And the thing about it is I was taking on calls all hours of the day and night. Like
I know
literally.
because you felt like you could fix it. You felt like you could just hear one, but you get
Yeah,
all of that. You can't help nobody being overloaded. And I know it.
exactly. So I needed to take a break and I
Exactly
don't
what I told
the
her.
thing about it is yeah, that's what she told me. Cassandra told me that. I want you guys to
You
understand that
can't
I
do
do
stuff for
take
other people if you're not taking care of
If you're not
yourself
doing
and
for
your faith
yourself,
and your
but
stuff.
I forgot myself because all I cared about was the people. And the thing about it, what you guys don't understand, if I go to the hospital and I look at a person bleeding or in pain,
you wanna,
if they're bleeding in the arm or here, I feel the pain here,
yeah.
exactly where they're hurting. I don't know what you call that, but it's so if a mother's crying to me, I become so I become like a warrior. Like I want to like go to CPS and like just like
I know, Miss G. Don't start me crying. I ain't come out here to cry.
but you
But
know what I mean.
Oh my
I
God.
want to like
Miss
I just
G,
I love
I
you
gotta
guys so
tell you,
much and I feel your pain and and I want to help everybody. That's why I stay up all hours of the night. And Cassandra knows that. I spoke to Cassandra for many hours. Am I right or wrong? Many hours.
yes.
So I don't sleep because I do care. I really do care.
and Miss G can't nobody
Yeah.
do. My thing is, you have this platform under Mr. Vincent and whatever like little BS they put about, his money, whatever. Yeah, he gotta get paid to pull all these things and do we
Thank
know that.
you.
People
Yep.
that's really fighting this, I'm $30,000 in right now in 1 year.
Yep.
So I know, I, I today I called today anyway. Ain't about me right now. Guess what?
Mhm.
I'm fighting. I got a CPS case in Pasco County, Florida. I'm fighting. I don't do drugs. I don't do none of that.
Yep.
These whole 11, 12 months, every drug, every alcohol, but they still can't, they keep coming up with stuff. So my point of calling today was they wanted this like little meeting with the caseworker and supervisor. And I said, no, I've been falling for that. No,
Mhm.
no, I've been falling for that. I want my attorney on it. Sure
Mhm.
enough, they like, yeah. Well, we'll see if we can get our attorney, but if we can't, are you available at 2?
That's what they say to everybody. That's what they tell everybody, Teresa.
But
They
I
tell everybody
stood
we can't get
my
our attorney.
ground.
Yeah,
I
that's what they
stood
tell
my
everybody.
ground. Myself and my attorney was on the meeting or whatever. So today, mind you, I've had 8-hour visits, whatever, with my kids. You know what I'm back to today as of 2:00 p.m.? 2-hour video visits. It's
Wow.
again, we'll discuss in length. I'm not going to take over the show, but what I want to say is stand up for your rights. I know they will try to intimidate you. They will try to get you to admit their allegations because they know you're not going to quit fighting. As for me, I don't know about nobody else. But like I said, I've been at it for a year. So it'll be 1 year. And I know people been in for years. But what I'm telling you, I've never did a drug. I've never been homeless. My house is beautiful. Like I'm in my bed right now. It's like it can fit like 17 people. But I'm telling you, as for anybody listening to this show, anybody that listens to Miss G, anybody that listens to Cassandra, they will get you to that point where you are like every court day. I have a lawyer, so I'm in court a lot. He files for reunification. They bring up something else. Any case, they have me sitting in drug classes and all. No, not getting off on me. See, almost did it. No, this is about everybody else and awareness to let you know that you are not by yourself.
Mm-mm.
Everybody that has had their child taken, there are some people that needed their children taken. They're hungry, they're whatever. But there are parents out there have never hit their kids, that have never abused their kids, have always had a roof over their head, that have always had them in the best schools, not the regular schools, not me speaking in turn. And I never knew that I would deal with CPS. I thought I would help CPS one day. But one
And
phone call,
yeah, one phone call. That's all
one
they take.
phone call without the allegations in my mouth.
Mhm. One phone call. You guys
When
have to
you stand up,
understand. It's just the phone call could be from anybody, from an angry ex-husband that doesn't want to pay child support, from a
thank you.
mother-in-law. I call them monster-in-laws because those pieces of shits, they enable the narcissistic asshole, their son, to do the shit to his, to the mother of his kids.
But
All of that
please,
to avoid
Miss
paying child
G,
support.
explain to them. I mean, today, 2:00 p.m. from 2 to 2:30. I see my kids. I got a visit tomorrow, but I don't got a visit tomorrow. This, because I have a court date Friday that my lawyer filed. Today was to make me go off.
Yep.
Today was to press my buttons. That
Gaslighting.
your
Gaslighting.
visit is scheduled for tomorrow, but you know what? We're gonna do that on video. No in-person visits right now. We have concerns.
Gaslighting.
It
It's called
it, it,
gaslighting.
it was supposed to make me. I got that.
Yeah. It's gaslighting. That's what a sociopathic does. A narcissist. People don't understand that you
You
are dealing
have
with
to care.
narcissists, guys. They gaslight you to get a reaction out of you. A narcissist wants to get a reaction out of you. Period.
And today I won.
Period. Whether you're
I
in
don't
family
get to
court
do my
or
visit
CPS.
tomorrow
Right.
with my babies, but I won because I didn't give you what you wanted. I was like, well, no, I don't want to take this meeting because, my attorney, let me see if my attorney's available. Well, if our attorney is available, are you still available? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Talk to my attorney because you won't gaslight me into going off on you. When she tell me that I'm not gonna have my visit, I was expecting. What are you? Nope.
Oh my God.
Just don't listen, ladies, gentlemen. Miss G, everybody listen to her. Miss G don't bite her tongue. And when you stand up and fight for yourself, I'm gonna tell you, in Pasco County, Florida, there's one judge for every dependency case. I don't know why nobody ever looked at that. My lawyer tried to recuse the judge. You can't. It's only one.
Only one.
I got paid attorneys. I
You know what's so sad?
literally.
A lot of people that call
So
our
let me tell
office,
you.
yeah, a lot of people that call our office. I've gotten threats, and I've done a special show on this, by the way. I've gotten threats where people say, if you don't give, if Mr. Davis doesn't take our case pro bono, we will write bad reviews.
Go
And
ahead.
this and this and that. Oh yeah, no, they do. There
Go
is no
ahead.
but. Yeah, they do. And then people call us and they say, "What about your bad reviews?" I'm like, "You guys have no idea." I came to a position in my career when I was like, you know what? Go find another attorney. Goodbye. But then they call us back when they're about to lose their parental rights, and I'm like, "But what? You last 6 months ago you said the reviews. Why are you calling us back?
So let me
Why?
help you right there with
This is so
reviews.
bad. People are."
People, I am going through a CPS case
Mhm,
right here, and thank you for letting me talk. I'm going
mhm,
through a CPS case in the most corrupt state, Florida. Hello. And there's only one judge for the whole Pasco County, and they got over 20,000 kids. How does one judge handle that? Oh, you might ask yourself. So when you go to look at Mr. Vincent reviews, those are the people that I don't care if I got to work 20 jobs
yep.
in order to fight for my children. It
Mhm,
is not free. Pasco County is not no joke. They're going to
mm,
have to pull all kinds of permits and all kinds of things. I had to, in order to get the transcripts from my court case,
mhm,
the judge had to approve it. That goes nowhere in no other state. In
mm-mm,
Pasco County, my lawyer had to literally ask, can I get the transcripts? And let me not leave this part out. I got to pay $6 a page. And they thought that would deter me. Guess who will work every job to pay $6 a page? I might buy 60 pages at a time, or I might buy 10 at a time, but I'm going to buy every page. These are my children. I will
mhm,
never
mhm,
admit it to their lies.
mhm,
Listen, if you have a breath in your body, I got 2 rods and 68 screws in my back. I was paralyzed from the waist down 3 years ago, and I walk now, baby. Can nothing sit me down. So I don't care. Besides, short of being a woman on the streets, if you know what I mean,
mhm,
I will clean toilets, sell newspapers, fight for your kids. These people want you to say, you won, master. And I'll never say that.
mhm.
I'll never say it. I'll
I
never
hear
say
you.
it.
It's very sad.
Fight
But
for
see,
your babies.
I want to say something, Teresa, for to you and everybody else. I want you guys to understand you need to take away that mindset that because you're white, Japanese, or Middle Eastern or black, that they're targeting you, or that your state is different than any other state is not true. When you follow the money, you're going to find
No,
the Department of Child Services. It will lead you to the Department of Child Service. It will not even lead you to Bill Gates. It will not lead you to Oprah Winfrey. It will lead you to Child Protective Services. The
they
love
have
of
no
money.
jobs if they don't get the grants. They don't
That's
get
right.
grants if they have no
Exactly.
children in
Exactly.
care.
They get a percentage in their paycheck. A social worker can make $187 to $197,000 a year, more than our fucking attorneys. I'm sorry I use the F word, but damn, really? So from that money is incentives, percentage. There's a lot of money involved. A social worker. I've seen a social worker the other day. It was so sad. I was right at Starbucks. I'm not going to say the name of the county, but I was somewhere. And across the street, there was residential area. And across the street from that was, like not a mall, but like an outdoor, like fried chicken, blah, 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 blah. I see two cop cars and a social worker. I guess before I didn't know she was a social worker, but she was driving a Mercedes, like a convertible 2022 Mercedes, brand new license plate. That woman came out with her Louis Vuitton shoes and Louis Vuitton belt, and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like looking, and I see the baby crying. The families are trying to hold on to the baby. The police is stopping them, and I said, okay, that's CPS. So of course, my mouth, I had to go there and rescue people.
Our mouth get us in trouble.
Yeah, it's my heart. It's not so much my mouth. My
No,
heart.
it's our mouth.
Yeah. Because your mouth speaks what's in your heart.
But when you speak up, you in trouble. But don't let that deter you. Continue to speak.
Continue to speak up. So I went there and I said, what's going on? And the police officers told me, stay back. There was 2 cops. Stay back, stay back, stay back. And I'm like, why are you taking this woman's child? Why? And then they're looking at me like, well, that's what drugs does to you, blah, 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 blah. And I looked at him, I said, one of the officers, I said, how do you know she does drugs? Social workers here, ma'am, you need to step back. You need to step back. You need to step back. They don't know if she does drugs or not. They're going by what the scumbag piece of shit worker is saying. But then the police officers, what I've noticed is they're like puppet. Some of them are like puppet. Oh yeah, no court order. Let's go get the child. Let's go. Let's go to Starbucks before we go steal the child. How about that? If I was a police officer, I think I would have been fired. Because the first
We've talked about this. We know you would be fired, Miss G.
Yeah, I would literally be fired because I would tell a social worker to go suck an egg. And I mean that in a nice way, but there's something else I want to say, but not on live.
Okay, so pertaining to that,
yeah,
you don't have to say suck egg or nothing. So August 5th.
Go to hell. That's what I want to say. She can go to hell. But what I'm saying is she cannot, nobody can steal your child without a court order. They have to have a court order.
So my lawyer filed for reunification, and they finally, after months, played with it and got us in court.
Right.
Everything I say, I tell you, I make sure I got the transcripts and the recordings of not illegal recordings. I make sure I buy them from the courthouse. In court, my lawyer says, she's completed all your case plans. She's done this, that, the third. Like, what else y'all want? She's actually done them twice, paid for them out of her pocket, da-da-da-da-da. Like, what else do you want? If I'm a lie, you get to post it. I'm going to send it to you. The judge says, well, I attitude reset towards the department. My lawyer said, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. Yeah, her attitude towards the department. He said, the judge said, literally, I need to reset my attitude for being upset that you're still holding on to my children. I need to reset my attitude. So we're going to do a reset so you can reassess your attitude towards the department. And I go back on the 26th. August 5th, I'm not lying to you. Like, literally. My kids, it was for reunification. They were supposed to come home. And the department said they didn't like my attitude. And the judge said, I'm going to upload it to you, Miss G. And then on Friday afternoon after court, we can come back and talk about it.
Actually, I want you on my show tomorrow.
That woman said to me, we will reset this until August 26th to give Miss Stevenson 3 weeks to reset her attitude towards the department. My attorney said, what does her attitude have to do with her? She's completed everything. She's 11 months now. I got pictures of bald spots, everything. I've never had a drug problem. No, I went through drug classes. 11 months, nothing, like never from day one. I needed an attitude reset towards the department.
Wait, let me hold you for a second. Let me just
so today
for a second. But wait,
hold on. No,
okay,
hold on, honey.
Go ahead.
Today, They wanted a meeting at 2 o'clock today, just with me, the case manager, and the supervisor. I said, well, I don't feel comfortable. Let's get my attorney involved. We got my attorney. They said that I haven't shown changed behavior. He said, what? She's completed all your case plan. There's never been no drug test from all the allegations. Da 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 da. Now it is. I need to admit to the removal. And my lawyer said, well, the removal was that you guys said that she left her son at the hospital and left her other kids. My son's 12, by the way. And we proved that in court that the police report, it didn't make sense. She never left. And that, well, now that we have family counseling, that she needs to admit that I know she said she grabs her son by his shirt, but she needs to admit, that she choked him. He said, wait a minute. Was that part of the initial allegations? They said no, but that is what we need now. He said, wait, so you want her to admit to something that she didn't do? Well, just take responsibility.
Yep.
My lawyer said, this meeting is ended.
They want you to lie. And you know what? You know why they're doing this? So they can say so you can't sue them. So you can't go back and sue them. That's why they want you to admit to guilt that you didn't do.
Speaking of this, my kids have been in care since August 25th of 2021. I just now, June 3rd, because initially it was neglect. I so-called left my son at the hospital when I took him for help. Anyway, long story short, all that dropped by September 15th. All that done of 2021. My kids are still in care. On June 3rd of 2022, I have a new charge of, wait a minute, drum roll, somebody banged somewhere. I don't want to hang up the thing. Child abuse. My kids have been in care since August 25th of 2021. I just said that, right? June 3rd of 2022, I have a new charge.
So sad.
Oh, without touch. It's a felony.
Oh my God.
So my remember, I got a dependency attorney and a criminal attorney. I paid. I don't play.
If that felony goes on your record in the state khaki registry,
so their thing was, I'm going to give you a little thing. So when my lawyer filed a motion for reunification in February, we didn't get the court date until June 23rd, and we knew about it from the end of. As soon as they got the notification that the judge accepted our thing for the court date for reunification, 2 days after that, I have a charge of child abuse without touch for June 3rd. I'm like, what? What do you? My kid's been in your care for 10. Huh? How I do that? Called a criminal attorney, got the criminal and dependency attorney. So they were like, so first, well, how I found out was from the department, of course. Yeah, you didn't see? I said, no, them neglect charges, remember, was dropped like 20 days after you had my kid. Well, no, you have criminal charge. What? Lady, what are you talking about? Okay, so I called a criminal. You have a criminal attorney, not your dependency attorney, ma'am. I'm talking about, no, ma'am, I have a criminal attorney and a dependency. Oh, you do? It's not a public defender? No, ma'am. I'll give you a call back, thanks. Call my criminal attorney. He's like, oh, yeah. They're trying to railroad you? Yeah, okay, let's set it for trial. I ain't stepped foot from June 2nd till now I have a trial date, October 17th for my my kids have been in custody August 25th of 2021. I have a child abuse without touch charge that was just filed on me on June 3rd of 2022. I don't have my children.
You guys hear
Explain.
all this? Wait, like, you guys hear all this, right? I mean, this woman is in Florida. She's a nurse. You know, now they're putting her on the child abuse registry. That's what they're aiming for. So that way she can lose her job.
Right. So hold on. They
That way she
no.
can keep fighting for her child.
When they told me,
Yep.
they said, ma'am, I have a criminal attorney too. Remember you charged me with neglect that got dropped. Oh, you still have him? Yes, I do. I'll give him a call. Thanks. Soon as he was like, what? No way. He said, don't even know. Trial docket. He said, because not just for you, for me, I need them to prove how you child abuse your kids 10 months after they've been in their custody. See, they expect people to not. I don't have no money. My credit dropped from a 720 down to a 498 right now. Because from day one, I'm paying the lawyer like, what? Are you kidding me? I don't abuse my kids. I don't, Listen, it is the system to break you when I tell you. And I know I don't got money. I don't got money. I work still. 2 rides and 68 screws in my back. Guess what I'm doing right now? I can't do nurse. What put me through college? I manage Dunkin' Donuts every morning, baby. Hey. 3:30 in the morning to 12:30 noon. Yes, I do. And then when I leave
I
there,
want a donut so bad right now. Okay.
and then when I leave there, I go to Arby's from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Yup. Because I gotta pay back everything I done.
Yep.
Yes, I'm gonna fight for my kids and I ain't gonna quit. As
But you
long
guys
as
have
I
to
got
understand.
breath in my body, baby, it don't stop. So you just try to scare me with a felony that carries 5 years when I know there's no way I could have did it because you had my kids.
Yeah, I know.
When they found out I still had the criminal attorney, oh, they thought they were gonna have a public defender sign me up to take some plea of some probation or something. That means I admit guilt. No, ma'am. So they don't win that way. So reason my call today at 2:00 today. Guess what? I'm supposed to have my 8-hour visit with my kids tomorrow. Guess what? Today they wanted a meeting. You're not ready to admit allegations. That's not changed behavior. So tomorrow your visit will be on video for 2 hours, not 8 hours in person. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, is there anything else? Because you wanted a rise out of me. I told you I go to court on Friday. You wanted to be able to tell the judge that, see, her behavior, she just went off on us and she just, thank you, ma'am. Is there anything else? Not my soul, not my children.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm on your show today, because it's funny. And when I tell you when they said you got to pay, I don't know what's, you in California. So if you wanted to get the transcripts from your court case, do you have to go to a judge in dependency to get them?
Well, in California, you go to the courthouse supposedly and you can request it. However, if your children or child is adopted, you have to go see a judge.
My
And the
child, my kids are not adopted. They
I
are
know, I'm
just,
just giving people an example. So in California, you can without a judge. But if there's some, if there's an adoption and the judge, you have to go see a judge in order for the judge to release certain types of papers that doesn't include who the adoptive parents are, something like that. But Mr. Davis always says by law, they have to give you your files. By law, you have to get your files. But they make it so difficult because they're afraid you're going to sue them. And that's why they don't want to give you your files. Or they make it harder, rather, to get
well,
your
they
files.
do. So I have my attorney file the paperwork for it, for all the transcripts from every court
Right.
case. Because I see these, they record the court hearings, but those cannot be used in
You mean the
subsequent trials.
transcripts? You want the transcripts?
Right. So here you have to file in Florida. You have to file a motion for the judge to say if she's gonna yes or no release the transcripts to every court case you've been in with your kids. She can say yes or she can say no. Okay, so my attorney got her to say yes, but she made sure in that statement that yes, the mom can have the transcripts, but she will pay for them. They are $6 a page. Hear you from paying that money. I said, baby, I don't care how long I got. I might buy half of them one day.
You can't do
But we
that.
don't get them all.
You can't do that because that's like over $200, depending on how
No,
many.
they will make them. No, Miss G, they will make them 100 pages.